Well, g'day again. Today we're on a bit of a mystery tour. This is the first day we're going to start the whole process of getting our Tabian Baan, or more commonly known as the Yellow Book. This is the official residency documentation for anybody that lives in Thailand. Be you naturally born in Thailand or a foreigner. It is part of the process, and they are extremely difficult to get. They can take months to get processed, so we just have to see how we're going to go. I've got as much of the paperwork as possible, prepared, and we'll go through that shortly. Okay, so I thought I'd better, just clear the air first, and you might be asking what the hell's a Tabian Baan or a Yellow Book, and why is it something that I would want to get a hold of? Well, the information I have in front of me here. Now, I will put this on my webpage as well, with the site obviously where I've sourced it from. But basically, first and foremost, you'll be granted what they call a citizen number, right? You're not a Thai citizen, but it translates. That's how it translates when you start to talk about it. You're officially in the system, so to speak. It's the step above what they call the OA visa, or which means you're a guest in the country. It allows you to get a whole bunch of stuff easily. Now, the thing with the Yellow Book, it's a single record book, which takes a lot of process to get a hold of, and once it's recognised, it's like the Thai ID card, effectively. Basically, there's no questions asked. You can pretty much get telephone lines, electricity, turn the water on, satellite TV, cellular contracts. Basically, just show the book, and that's it. It's a legal representation that you live in Thailand. You'll never have to go to the expense of getting documents issued to prove where you live. Particularly, if I was, for example, buying a bike, having the Yellow Book means I don't have to go to the immigration department to get a letter of residency. It allows me to open a Thai bank account. Now, although I already have opened a Thai bank account, and I can do that quite happily with the OA visa, having this particular book is like the next level up, which allows me to go and approach specific banks to do more internal banking sort of processing. There's a certain emotional value to it as well, and one of the things, of course, it's free. Right? Once you go through all the hurdle jumping, it is a free. It is an entitlement that you're actually allowed to obtain as somebody who lives in Thailand. So that's one of the things, and that's the reason why I do it. I want to be officially recognised here as a Thai resident, not a guest of the country. So this doesn't have any sort of bearing on the tourist, right? And we like to joke about this, between friends. As a tourist coming to this country, the Thais see you as lower than the chicken in the henhouse, right? When you're actually on an OA visa, that's the non-permanent resident visa, which you renew or extend every year. That puts you probably just a little bit above the chicken and the dog in the house. But ultimately, this thing here brings you up to effectively a servant level in the house, if you want to get some sort of exampling of these levels in society and how it all works. This is some of the things you have to deal with when you're a foreigner here living in Thailand. Now, I'm not trying to complain about the way Thai people do things. This is my fiance and my fiance's father, right? But now we've spoken to two people here at this location, and they've both told us the same thing. as far as they're concerned, the first step is I'm going to need a photocopy of my passport authenticated from the Australian Embassy. Exactly why we've driven an hour out of our way to come up the Chanya Road to the government complexes here is, for me, just a complete waste of time. It should have been done on a phone call. Surely that we have phones in Australia, in Thailand. Why can't we just make a phone call? It's absolutely crazy. But anyway, look, I'm just going to let the process run out the way it does here and not really complain about it because, I'm not in a position to make decisions like this. Right? I just need to let the thing play out. And that's one of the things that, if you're going to be doing this, you're just going to have to just bear with it. Okay, so step one in the process was to actually get a photocopy of my passport notarised at the Australian Embassy. So we've just been to Australia here at the Australian Embassy. You just go through all the gates inside and you're in Australia. So did you enjoy your trip to Australia, darling?
Yes, I enjoyed.
Very quick.
But I think you have had to move Australia.
Why you want to move
later?
Australia? Why? No.
Later.
I want to stay Thailand.
I want to move Australia.
No, you're not like Australia. Australia now, ma. Okay, so now we're back at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I'm not quite sure what this next step is, but I think this is where we sort of start the process of the application. We'll soon find out, of course. Okay, so what we did there, step two was what we went upstairs here, and there's a translation service. So I've given the photocopy of my passport, which was notarised at the Australian Embassy. Now, I didn't mention the fact that notarisation process, which is stamped on a sign, costs 1,700 baht. Depending on when you obviously watch this video, costs may change, but they don't change that much, so don't worry too much about it. Anyway, so I handed it across there. We have to now wait about an hour and a half for that actual page to go through a translation process, which is step two, effectively. Don't really much have more. Well, of course, the translation service itself was 400 baht. So although this yellow book might be free, there's obviously a lot of cost to go to actually get it done for all the paperwork that you need to collect with it. I'm still concerned the fact that we're going to have some sort of hiccup with this whole process. But as I said, this is all an adventure, trying to find out, where we're running the gauntlet, so that hopefully it'll make you guys, make the process a little bit easier if you're prepared in knowing what's going on. Okay, so that's now completed step one. So that final process back here was to certify the documents. Now, this is the weird part about it. So we ran to the embassy, the Australian Embassy, with a photocopy of my passport, right, which was then certified by the embassy in Australia. We had to come back here to have that document translated into Thai, right, and then that document, that Thai document and the associated other document, which was the passport, which was certified by the embassy, plus a couple of other pages which I've signed. That's now all together being certified by the organisation or whatever they call themselves here. Bit weird, but as I said, it's all a part of the rubber stamping as you go along. I really don't know how many steps are going to be involved in this, but as I said, this is step one. We don't have to come back here. We've asked for those documents. Once they've been certified, they will be delivered by registered mail back to our current address. And then from there, I believe we then take those documents up to the Amphur in our local district to start step two, I guess. Well, that's about all I can tell you at the moment. As I said, we're winging it. I'm only just putting this together from what I've read online, and there doesn't seem to be any overall plain process. Every location in Thailand will have a different aspect and a different relationship. We are in the Bangkok province, So in Bangkok province and where our Amphur is Nong Kem. So it's, you get the idea. It's not a straightforward process, but luckily you only have to do this once. Yeah, so continuing on with our little exploration into the whole Tabian Baan thing, we've got our paperwork back from the office, the administration office, which has had all these documents certified. Of course, when I say all the documents certified, I mean just the only document that we've had certified so far is my photocopy of my passport, which has been certified by the Australian, embassy, which has then gone into the administration office in Chanya, which is the other office, which then had that translated into Thai, and then both those documents were then certified. That cost 600 baht, I think it was. Yes, darling. What you looking at?
I'm looking to
You're looking at me. And so now we're at the Amphur here in Nong Kem.
Nong Kem.
Right, to do the next step, and I'm not quite sure what that next step is. It's all a bit of a mystery, but over the last few days or last week, from what I understand, is we're actually going to be putting my name in Pa's blue book or his house book. We're not actually going for the yellow Tabian Baan because I'm not the renter. So according to them, this is what is done. At least I can use that same sort of registration for the process of getting a motorcycle. So we'll see how we go. Well, anyway, so we've done now the step 2. Right, so what we needed to do there, we needed actually 3 witnesses. So we had Pa, Chanya, and we got Chanya's brother to come around as being the 3rd witness. That was the only difficulty there for the application. But from what I understand now, the information that Pa's been given is, we were going to be putting me in their blue book because he's the house owner or the house patron or the registered, owner of the book, if that makes any sense to you. But the girl behind the counter, she said that no, once we do this, then I get the yellow book.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is that how it works? So it's yellow book. This is the process for the yellow book.
Yeah. And now I think him happy, but him can make yellow book and Thai ID cards, right?
It's a Thai ID card.
But him don't scary for when to go somewhere for driving, and him have dream for die everywhere in the Thailand.
Yeah.
Him don't want to have problem with police, but him can guarantee for
you
him.
take this one, darling. I have to help Pa here. Okay. Of course, I'm not quite sure whether this ID card that I get will actually get me into places like national parks and all those other things where they have the 2 pricing structure. But I'm actually going to keep my fingers crossed on that one because it's a Thai ID card, so it shows you living in the country. So that might be a way around these little 2-tier pricing systems. So that's probably a little bit of a bonus. Anyway, we're in the car. We've got to come back here Friday. So this is Tuesday.
Now step 2 for you make. You okay?
Now step 3 we come back Friday. Hopefully pick it all up.
I think him are so happy. You don't have problem today.
I have you done.
No. You happy because you have my real dream for can buy motorcycle.
Yeah, I want to say
ID card, have yellow book, have everything for Thai. But him there was scary for when him go some wicked somewhere and police want to see ID card, right? You said
stop in the car. Come, go now. Anyway, so we'll pick this up on Friday.
Just kidding.
And we're back again at the temple. Not the temple, the Amphur. This is now Friday, and she's all dressed up. I'm all dressed up. I have no idea what the formality is, but they seem to be quite convinced that the process is finished today. We'll have to see that, but there's obviously some photo taking. We had to collect some extra additional photos, from our history, me with family and everything else as part of the documentation. So that's also with us today.
had to print them out in colour as well, which meant we had to go down to a colour printing shop to print them out, but that's all right. So we're back here today and we'll see what happens. Obviously I can't do any shots inside the Amphur, but we'll tell you how it goes. Well, so there we have it. Like we did actually get the yellow book today. My yellow book. My yellow book. My yellow book. Got to come back tonight to get the ID card, but it's all been finished. It's all complete, and to my amazement, it was fairly sort of painless and simple. Had to see, you know, the elder bosses, or you know, like the senior councillors, have interviews with them.
How about you? You have yellow book?
I feel like Thai now.
Really?
I feel like Thai.
And maybe evening you have Thai ID card.
Thai ID card. Yeah.
Yes. Now I think him so really happy to much
Sure.
for him that was scared for police when him go everywhere, but him can ride what him can choose something for myself or motorcycle, and you can go everywhere. Don't scare for police, right?
I'm not scared for police. I
Now
have
him
yellow book. See?
Thailand now.
Okay. Anyway, we'll finish that up. You don't need to see the actual ID card. It's private anyway. So that's the end of this particular outing, which took 2 weeks, which is not too bad. Anyway, I'm going to go and find some food. Bye for now.